Today we're taking a look at an area during a really exciting time when a real estate development becomes an actual community. The streets are paved, the trees are planted, the amenities are almost all open. Welcome to Mayland Bluff in Okatee, in Bluffton, in Beaufort County, South Carolina. We're heading through the main gate from the entrance on the Okatee Highway. You'll see the model park and sales office on our right. And we're heading down Mayland Bluff Drive. That's Rains Way on the right. Mayland Bluff is a gated marshfront community of about 330 Pulte-built homes across 119 acres with a community amenity park overlooking the tidal marshes of the Okatee River. The homes you see in this front part of the community are in Pulte's Cypress series, one of two different collections available in Mayland Bluff. There are lots of differences in these two series. We'll get to some of the biggest ones in another video. The biggest difference you'll see from the curb is the siding. These models in the Cypress series have vinyl siding, and Pulte's Palmetto collection has Cemplank. Cemplank is like HardiePlank's scrappy little brother. For other ways to tell these two series apart, take a look at our other video. At this four-way stop, we're turning left onto Danner Drive. And there's Dargan Road on the right. Also, if you're confused about where Mayland Bluff is, whether it's in Okatee or in Bluffton, or you have questions about where Okatee is, or what Okatee is, we get to that in another video. For now, just know that Mayland Bluff is basically both squarely in Okatee and still definitely part of Bluffton. Even though it's not technically within the town of Bluffton, it's still part of the greater Bluffton area in Beaufort County. It's an easy drive to Old Town Bluffton, Hilton Head, Beaufort, Port Royal, Ridgeland, and Savannah. In 20 minutes or less, you can get to exit 8 on I-95, the public boating and fishing docks on the Broad River, and the Port Royal Sound. Bluffton and Hardyville are some of the fastest growing towns in the southeast. Even the wooded areas outside of Mayland Bluff's front gates are primed for commercial development. Now, a left at the stop sign here will take us out the north gate to Perimeter and Pritchard Point Road, back out to the Okatee Highway. We're going to take a right, heading east on Danner Drive. While Mayland Bluff Drive is the first road you see when you drive in, Danner Drive is by far the biggest main road in the community. It loops all the way around from the four-way stop up front to the north gate out to Pritchard Point, straight through the community to the amenity park and back. Dargan Road again here on the right. About a dozen or so homes on Dargan with landscape or lagoon views depending on which side of the street you're on. And the next street here on the right is Mayland Bluff Drive. That leads right back to where we started, where we came in. Now, the homes we're about to see here on the right back up to the largest lagoon in the neighborhood. Once we pass Mayland Bluff Drive, we're leaving the Cypress collection behind us, and we're starting to see the floor plans in the Palmetto collection. These are 1- and 2-story homes with the community's highest level of standard features, like the James Hardie Cemplank cement board siding. I mentioned earlier, this is a Pulte development. All Pulte-built homes, and Pulte's been building homes for about 70 years in 24 states across the country. From their first home built in Detroit, Michigan in 1950 to their very first home built here in Mayland Bluff in 2020, they bring a lot to the table. Mayland Bluff is a natural gas community, tankless water heaters, the choice of Cemplank or vinyl siding, 10-year structural warranties, and big fenceable backyards. And all the floor plans, nearly a dozen of them between the two series, 1- and 2-story models, are all built slab on grade. So no steps up to your front porch or your front door. These are 2 to 5 bedroom homes from about 1,600 to over 3,000 heated square feet. Mayland Bluff's floor plans are grouped into 2 different collections, the Cypress series and the Palmetto series. Both collections come packed with Pulte's signature features, a lot of which would be considered upgrades in other neighborhoods nearby. And between the two series, there are a lot of important differences that affect almost every part of the house, from flooring to lighting, wiring, cabinetry, appliances, from the roof of your house to your bathroom shower to the garage. Check out our other video to take a deeper dive on the differences between the Cypress and the Palmetto series and to figure out which one is a better fit for your expectations and your budget. Malin Bluff amenities are straight ahead. For the past 5 years, Malin Bluff amenities have pretty much been this sign. When a new development is imagined and designed and approved and completed, there are a lot of moving parts involved, and all signs suggest the amenities at Malin Bluff were not planned to take this long. But in a new development, delays are not unusual and they are rarely permanent. And this end of the community has seen more amenity activity in the last 5 months than it has in the prior 5 years. Your open-air clubhouse, playground, pickleball court, beautiful resort-style pool, they're all coming soon. But coming soon is coming along. The Marshfront Park and Community Dock have been here for a while now. Your first impression of a community's dock will depend on when you see it. It could look like this, or like this. The South Carolina Lowcountry is located on the Atlantic Bight. That means big tides, 6 foot to 8 foot tides twice a day. It gives Hilton Head beaches that cool effect of seeming like they're self-cleaning as all the tidal pools and footprints and bike tracks vanish twice a day at high tide. In a tidal marsh like this one, it means that the floating dock, surrounded by meandering creeks for kayaking and fishing and crabbing, a dock is going to look exactly like that twice a day for like a few hours. At other times, that floating dock is going to look more like this. It might not be floating at all. But if they made promotional brochures for herons and egrets and fiddler crabs, photos that you see in those brochures would probably look more like this. Because this is when the tidal marsh is the most interesting to the most inhabitants of the Lowcountry. All the migratory birds and millions of little crabs and little clicks and snaps from the oysters and shrimp. Whichever way you like it, you're going to get both for at least a few hours every day. And watching and listening to the marsh change from one to the other is another privilege of ownership and hardly the only perk of living here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. Just a couple miles up the road, Hardyville's first YMCA is in the works. With a nearly 20-acre campus plan, including a 35,000 square foot rec center with childcare, an aquatic complex, sports fields, state-of-the-art fitness facilities, and a 6-lane indoor pool. The Y and the new shopping center nearby are just the latest examples of how Malin Bluff is in the right place at the right time, near the Lowcountry's newest residential, commercial, and recreational additions. You also have the University of South Carolina Beaufort Bluffton campus, about 5 miles west of us. And a little further down, Sergeant Jasper Park has an extra 321 acres of biking, fishing, camping, disc golf, and a year-round calendar of outdoor events. Plus, Okatee Elementary is practically next door, John Paul II just up the road with grades 6 through 12, and you'll do well to acquaint yourself with the other notable neighbors nearby, like Ralphie's Pizza and Sunset Pizza. From the amenity park, the tidal creek flows out past Oldfield to the Okatee River. We are going to continue through the neighborhood on Danner Drive. Taking this left on Rains Way, we are moving out of the Palmetto collection and back into the vinyl-sided Cypress series. Homes on the right back up to one of Malin Bluff's 5 lagoons. You're going to see some of Malin Bluff's final building projects being finished up here. And behind these homes on the left, you'll get a peek at Dreamfinder's latest development at River Oaks. Homes up to about 2,500 square feet, mostly on 1/10 of an acre lots. For comparison, Malin Bluff properties tend to be a little bit bigger, mostly 1/5 of an acre lots, about 50 to 60 feet at the curb, and 100 to 150 feet deep, with wooded landscape and lagoon views. Fences are allowed in Malin Bluff. Motorcycles are allowed. Just don't leave anything parked on the street overnight. Overnight street parking is a no-no. There's Dudley Avenue on the right. Dudley has about 14 lagoon and landscape view homes, Cypress series floor plans, lagoon on the right, landscape on the left. Another 14 or so Cypress series homes here on Hillcrest. Backyard lagoon views here on the left, landscape views on the right. Turning back onto Danner Drive, we're back to the Palmetto Collection, which brings us to our featured listing at 843 Danner Drive. An upgraded Palmetto Series Continental model with 4 bedrooms, plus home office, 2.5 baths, and this great oversized garage with workshop area. You can take a look inside with our interactive floor plan online. The evolution from a residential development to an established neighborhood typically takes 4 to 5 years. River Oaks is right in the middle of that process, and Malin Bluff is finishing it up right now. Street by street, contractors' trucks are replaced by homeowners' trucks. And in no time, it gets hard to remember it as anything other than what it was designed to be. A neighborhood where newer built homes, peaceful marsh views, and great resort-inspired amenities are here to welcome you. Thank you for taking the drive home with me today to 843 Danner Drive.